Srila Prabhupada at Sri Radha Damodar Mandir, history of the appearance of Sri Radha Damodar, special Giriraj Darshan at Sri Radha Damodar.
So we'd like to welcome all of the wonderful devotees who have joined us live over Facebook, devotees who have joined us live over YouTube, and dear devotees who have joined us over Zoom. We welcome each and every one of you to this day 2 of Sri Vraja Meditations 2.0. Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Nama Om Vishnu Padai Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Again, welcoming everyone to this day 2 of Sri Vraja Mandala Parikrama.
So the reason we call this Sri Vraja Meditations 2.0 is because in 2020 we had all gone to the Vraja Sri Vraja Mandal Parikrama throughout the 84 kroshas of Vraja Mandal. So this is a similar Vraja Mandal Parikrama, but this is the second version where we are highlighting many more intimate pastimes and intimate places during the Vrajamandal Parikrama this time. Like today, the theme is Srila Prabhupada at Radha Damodar.
And we will also be discussing the history of the appearance of the beautiful deities of Sri Radha Damodar, the special Giriraj Shila that resides at Radha Damodar, and some of the other deities who also reside at Radha Damodar temple. And finally, we will conclude our session with japa tips. But the japa tips in Kartik is going to be a very sweet revelation. It's going to be a sweet pastime, which we are going to share to enhance our japa. This is how we are going to share the japa tips during this month of Kartik. So let us start with the history of Sri Radha Damodar ji and how they made their appearance.
The history of the Radha Damodar temple began when Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatan Goswami, both of them, came to Vrindavan in the year 1516. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had ordered them to uncover the pastime places of Sri Radha and Krishna and distribute bhakti rasa for the benefit of all human beings.
This temple of Sri Radha Damodar was established by Shilajiva Goswami Pad in the year 1542. And Radha Damodar Mandir, it remains very, very dear to the devotees who are part of the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya to this very day, because this temple actually served as the headquarters or the main meeting place of all the Goswamis when they were residing in Sri Vrindavan Dham. And the presiding deities of this temple, who are Sri Radha Damodar, they were actually manifested by Srila Rupa Goswami himself, and who later gave their worship. He handed over their worship to his dear disciple and his nephew, who is none other than Srila Jiva Goswami. So let us see how Srila Rupa Goswami manifested the deity of Sri Sri Radha Damodar.
When Sripad Jiva Goswami came to Vrindavan, he was engaged in devotional service under the valuable guidance of his Gurudev, Sripad Rupa Goswami. And Srila Rupa Goswami's heart became so overwhelmed by his feeling of separation from Sri Sri Radha Damodar that he was unable to concentrate on anything due to this constant flow of tears that were coming from his eyes. He just could not bear the separation from Sri Sri Radha Damodar. And he became weaker day by day. Now, Lord Krishna mercifully appeared to Srila Rupa Goswami in a dream and amazingly asked him to manifest a deity of Krishna by hand. So Sripad Rupa Goswami asked the Lord, how would it be possible since I have never broken even a small stone, let alone carve a beautiful deity? So Sri Krishna explained that he would come only through Rupa Goswami's hands and no one else's hands, even if Rupa Goswami did not have any experience in carving the deities. And then he also ordered Rupa Goswami to give the deity to Jiva Goswami, since he considered him a very dear devotee and he wanted to be worshipped and served by him especially. So finally, Lord Krishna explained more details to Rupa Goswami about how he has to manifest the deity. No one can stop him. Srila Rupa Goswami considered himself as an instrument of chosen by the Lord. And he did not consider himself the doer that, look, I am carving the deity. But he simply understood the Lord is completely self-manifesting. I don't even have the capacity, I don't even have the skill set to carve the deities. And still, such beautiful deities being carved, it's not me. It cannot be me. This is Swayambhu, just like Srila Prabhupada. When he would write the books, Srila Prabhupada would read his own books. And one time a disciple asked Prabhupada, why are you reading your own books? You know what you've written, correct? Srila Prabhupada said, of course I know what I've written, but I am just an instrument. These books are actually written by Krishna. And so anyone who reads it will be benefited. These are written by Krishna and I was just used as an instrument. So even if I read it, I will be benefited. In the same mood, Srila Rupa Goswami was carving, but Krishna was carving, manifesting himself through him. And with this thought, he went to Yamuna for a bath. And it was then that he saw a most unique stone that he would carve as ordered by the Lord himself.
So Srila Rupa Goswami brought the stone back with him and he started carving the deity. And when he started carving the deity, while he was actually, the beautiful black deity was starting to manifest, while manifesting the face of the deity, Srila Rupa Goswami was actually seeing, he could see the beautiful face of Gopinath Ji. While manifesting the chest of the Lord of this particular deity, he could see Sri Govinda Dev Ji, because Govinda Dev Ji is the Vakshasthala or the chest of the Lord. And while manifesting the lotus feet, Srila Rupa Goswami Pad was actually seeing Sri Sri Madan Mohan Ji. So in this way, we see that finally, when the carving was done of Sri Sri Radha Damodar Ji, that day was a very, very special day. And Srila Rupa Goswami, on this special day, he bestowed the service of the deities upon Srila Jiva Goswami. And he did it in the presence of many, many Goswamis and many devotees around Sri Vrindavan Dham. So this is how Srila Rupa Goswami, by his beautiful way, he actually manifested the deity of Sri Sri Radha Damodar, and he uh, gave the worship to Srila Jiva Goswami. So now let us see how Srila Jiva Goswami started worshipping Sri Sri Radha Damodar with such deep love, with such deep attachment. In fact, the Bhakti Ratnakar explains a few incidences in this matter of how Srila Jiva Goswami would so lovingly, he would actually serve Sri Sri Radha Damodar.
And Lord Damodar was so pleased with Jiva Goswami's devotion that he would speak to Jiva Goswami. He would say, "Give me bhoga, I'm hungry." Because we just understand the time of offering of the bhoga by the clock, knowing that Krishna is expecting it. But for Jiva Goswami, because of his love, Damodar would actually call him, and when it was coming close to the time of offering, "Jiva, I'm ready. I'm hungry, Jiva, I'm hungry. Please feed me bhoga." This is how Damodar would say. Jiva Goswami would personally prepare the bhoga and offer with his own hands with love and devotion. And by Damodar's mercy, Jiva Goswami with his own eyes would see Damodar eating the bhoga or honoring the bhoga.
Hari Hari. So inside Sri Sri Radha Damodar temple, there are various, this is actually the Radha Damodar altar. So Jiva Goswami Pad, imagine, when he would offer bhoga to the deities, he would actually see Krishna eating the bhoga. So in this way, we see how this Radha Damodar temple, as we said, it houses such amazing, wonderful things are actually present in this temple, like the Samadhi of Srila Rupa Goswami. This is the Samadhi Mandir of Srila Rupa Goswami. It also houses the Samadhi of Srila Jiva Goswami, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Bhugarbha Goswami, and many, many other Goswamis. And it is, in fact, these are the holy beads. In fact, these are the chanting japa beads of Srila Rupa Goswami that he personally used. It's the very same beads. So we're very fortunate. Let us take blessings of the beads of Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, beg him that the way he would chant the holy names, that we can also follow in his footsteps and try to chant the holy names. It is said that in the courtyard of this temple, there's a very beautiful little, like a small, how should I say, it's not a well, but it's a small trench that actually is said to be the place where Srila Jiva Goswami used to wash his lotus feet. It is it is very well known that if anyone takes the dust from that place and puts on their head, then they are not touched by any disease. So this one is very, very special place. And at this very temple, a very special thing also is there, which is Srila Prabhupada's room at Sri Sri Radha Damodar temple. It is also called as the Bhajan Kutir of Srila Prabhupada. It has two rooms. One is this kitchen and the other was his living quarters. So till today, ISKCON is actually maintaining the worship and the maintenance of these two rooms is being maintained by our ISKCON devotees, and this is a very, very special place because Srila Prabhupada himself resided here at Sri Sri Radha Damodar.
Then there is a special Giriraj Shila at Sri Sri Radha Damodar temple, which is given by Krishna himself to Srila Sanatan Goswami. In fact, Sanatan Goswami used to go for daily Govardhan Parikrama. In fact, the longer Parikrama, which is 45 kilometers. And even in his old age, he would go on Govardhan Parikrama. And seeing this, Krishna appeared before Srila Sanatan Goswami and gifted him this Giriraj Shila with all his markings of his lotus feet, and mentioned If you take 4 parikramas of this Shila, then it would be similar to taking Govardhan parikrama.
Haribo.
So devotees take 4 parikramas of Sri Sri Radha Damodar Mandir, following this instruction of Lord Krishna himself.
So we can see here in the front, these are the deities of Radha Damodar ji, and we will introduce all the other deities also in a little while. But in the front, covered up in the green cloth, is this Giriraj Shila that Srila Sanatana Goswami received from Krishna himself.
Other deities that are worshipped at Radha Damodar temple are, of course, the main presiding deities are Sri Sri Radha Damodar, worshipped by Shilajiva Goswami. The other deities are Sri Sri Radha Vrindavan Chandra, which are eternally worshipable by Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Das Goswami, the author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Then other set of deities on the altar are Sri Sri Radha Madhava, which are worshipped by Jayadev Goswami. Then other set of deities worshipped by Srila Garba Goswami are Sri Sri Radha Chailchikan, which means one who is playfully teases Srimati Radharani, Chailchikan. And then Govardhan Shila, of course, which is worshipped by Srila Sanatana Goswami.
So we can see here in the Govardhan Shila that was given to Srila Sanatana Goswami by Krishna himself, it has the footprint of Krishna's right foot, and it has the lakuti or the stick which he uses to herd the cows. It has Krishna's flute and one necklace of Krishna. All of that is actually encircled in sandalwood, if you can see. So this is the lotus footprint on Giriraj Shila Jai, Shila Giriraj Shaligram Ki Jai.
Now, our most beloved Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, he declared that Radha Damodar temple is the center of the spiritual world. It's situated in the heart of Seva Kunj, where Sri Sri Radha Damodar's sweetest, most beautiful pastimes take place eternally. And when Srila Prabhupada first arrived in Vrindavan, he stayed at Sri Sri Radha Vamsi Gopal temple first for a couple of years. Then from there, he used to visit the temple of Sri Sri Radha Gokulananda, which is very nearby. But then later, he stayed in Sri Sri Radha Damodar temple for almost 6 years before he left to US. In fact, when Srila Prabhupada was staying at Sri Sri Radha Damodar temple, he thought, which more holy place is there in all of the creation that is to be inspired and where I can prepare myself for this great preaching mission other than the temple of Sri Sri Radha Damodar? He was thinking Rupa Goswami's Samadhi is here. We are all Rupanugas, followers of Rupa Goswami. If we pray, if I pray, he would think, at Srila Rupa Goswami's Samadhi, which is right next in the same courtyard, it is the same complex, right next to Srila Prabhupada's room. If I pray here at his Samadhi, receive his blessings, I will be empowered to fulfill the great mission of my Gurudev. Because Jiva Goswami is the most prominent of all the different acharyas, especially the writers amongst Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So by he felt if I reside at his Samadhi and Bhajan Kutir, by giving his blessings, he will empower me to translate and give purports of Srimad Bhagavatam in the English language, which is the instruction of my Guru Maharaj. So by this we learn that even though the instruction is given by the Guru, we can pray to the previous acharyas to help us fulfill the instructions of our Guru.
So Srila Prabhupada, he stayed at Radha Damodar Mandir for 6 years, from 1959 to 1965, and he wrote several books. In fact, this temple, we can see what humble quarters, we can see here in this picture. He lived very, very humbly, in very humble circumstances. And this was his bhajan kutir. He lived a very simple life, just chanting the holy names, associating with various Brajvasis, and very much absorbed in a deep, prayerful mood. And Srila Prabhupada often mentioned that while he was reciting at Radha Damodar Mandir, he could actually feel the presence of Rupa Goswami guiding him while he was writing his books. Srila Prabhupada made this comment. And from Srila Prabhupada's kitchen, in fact, as we see here in this picture, Srila Prabhupada is looking out the window from his kitchen. He would take prasad here. Actually, Srila Rupa Goswami's Samadhi was visible through his kitchen window earlier, but now, of course, they have, constructed a partition near the kitchen, and that view is now obstructed. But we can see here that Srila Prabhupada is actually taking direct darshan of Srila Rupa Goswami Pad's Samadhi, as he's even honoring prasad. So he would feel that, very strong connection with Rupa Goswami. In fact, in 1972, during this very auspicious month of Kartik, in the year 1972, when Srila Prabhupada came with his disciples.
Which is exactly 50 years from this month.
Haribo. Srila Prabhupada actually delivered a series of lectures on Srila Rupa Goswami's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, or Nectar of Devotion. And he gave that lecture, the series of lecture, right here in front of Srila Rupa Goswami's Samadhi, as we see here. It's such a very, very, very deep and spiritually satisfactory moment for Srila Prabhupada, that, he prayed to Rupa Goswami that please allow me to fulfill the instructions of my Guru Maharaj. And now he has come back in 1972 with all of his Western disciples, and sitting right here at the Samadhi of Srila Rupa Goswami, he is actually speaking on the Nectar of Devotion, which is written and compiled by Srila Rupa Goswami.
In fact, Srila Prabhupada, he once narrated a dream that he had. He recalled that many times in the night, Srila Prabhupada would sit in front of Rupa Goswami's Samadhi and chant Harinam Sankirtan. He would burn an incense stick, agarbatti, and he would pray to Rupa Goswami every day, if you are the truth and this place is the truth, then please show me your face and your grace so that I can feel your grace, Srila Rupa Goswami. And then he would say, I would feel that Rupa Goswami's immortal grace is flowing. And I'm feeling that Rupa Goswami is here and he's hearing everything. And in that dream, Srila Rupa Goswami told me that great work will be done by you. He also said you should always chant Chaitanya Charitamrita and Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and that I will be right behind you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Rupa Goswami Pada ki jai.
So Srila Prabhupada actually made a statement in this regard, that he said that I eternally reside in this Radha Damodar temple. I eternally reside here at this temple. And the room of Srila Prabhupada that we mentioned, as we see it here today, it is currently under ISKCON. It is maintained, and it is actually a very, very spiritually surcharging place. Just by sitting in this room, just by chanting our japa in this room, or even if we read in this room, we can really feel, a different vibration. We can feel the association, the causeless mercy, and the loving care of Srila Prabhupada. It's very, very special.
So we'll conclude with Japa tips. In this month, as Japa tip, we will share a sweet pastime of the Lord, which we can meditate upon before we chant our Japa. Not during the Japa, but before the Japa. During the Japa, we focus on hearing the holy names. But before we chant the Japa, we can feel the cool breeze of Krishna's pastime. And we'll see that our Japa will be elevated to a different level altogether. So today's japa pastime to be meditated before performing our japa is as follows.
Once upon a time, Srila Jiva Goswami, he was sitting and writing a book. And at that very moment, Srila Jiva Goswami heard a transcendental sound vibration. And that vibration was of a very sweet, melodious playing of flute. And then, as soon as, Jiva Goswami was thinking, from where is this flute sound coming? Who is playing this flute so beautifully? Immediately, at that time, Lord Damodara called out to Sri Jiva Goswami and said, Jiva, come, come. I am playing this flute for you. Please come and see me. As soon as Jiva Goswami heard Lord Damodar calling him, he just ran inside the altar. And what did he see? He actually saw that Lord Damodara is dancing. The deity of Damodar was dancing. It was so amazing to behold this beautiful vision of little Damodara dancing. His threefold bending form was playing upon his flute, and the beautiful sweet music for the pleasure of his dear devotee Srila Jiva Goswami. And Jiva saw the beautiful form of Damodar, whose eyes are like tender, delicate lotus petals. Lord Damodar's head is decorated with peacock feathers, and he was wearing a garland of beautiful, fresh forest flowers around his neck. Beautiful ornaments were decorating his body, and he was dancing and singing and playing sweet, sweet melodies on his flute for his dear devotee Jiva Goswami. And Jiva Goswami, seeing all this, he just fell unconscious in deep ecstasy. And when he came back to external consciousness, he could only just keep on crying in ecstatic love. So this is how the beautiful Lord Damodar, he reciprocated with Srila Jiva Goswami. And these sweet pastimes, if we meditate upon before our japa, then we will really see that these sweet pastimes are elevating our japa. When we are chanting, then we can actually focus on hearing the holy name, because we would also want to, listen, and we also want to experience this melodious playing of Krishna's flute. So these very, very sweet pastimes of Krishna, of Lord Damodara with Srila Jiva Goswami is something that we can take back from this session. And this is how Sri Radha Damodar was lovingly worshipped by Srila Jiva Goswami here at this temple of Sri Radha Damodar. Hare Krishna. So today we will sing a bhajan today. It is because we heard pastimes about different deities and the Goswamis who served them. We thought that it would be very appropriate for us to sing a very simple bhajan, which is called as Shri Radha Krishna Giti, where the different deities of Vrindavan and who they were worshipped by, they are being sung. So we will dedicate this bhajan to our dearest Anjudi and her wonderful family. We dedicate this bhajan for our dearest Hemangi Mataji's family, our dearest brother, our dearest Bhakti Mataji and Krishna Sharanam Prabhu, our dearest Hari Prasad Prabhu, the family of our dearest Amrita Radhika, and for little Mehak. So may the Supreme Lord Nrsingadev grant protection and fearlessness to everyone. Hare Krishna.
Omagyanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namo Vishnu Pada Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nidhi. Namaste Saraswate Gauravani Prachari Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshita. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Radha Madhava Radha Jaya Deva Prarthana Hai Shiva Jaya Deva Prarthana Hai Shiva Jaya Deva Prarthana Hai Shiva Jaya Deva Prarthana Hai Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Radha Madango Radha Madango Radha Sita Nathir Prarthana Hai Shila Sita Nathir Prarthana Hai Radha Madan Gopal Radha Madan Gopal Radhe Radha Madan Gopal Radha Govinda Jaya Goswami Samadhi Radha Govinda Govinda Radhe Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Jaya Radha Madan Sona Sona Prana Samate Shira Sana Dare Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe Radha Gopinata Radha Gopinata Radha Jaya Radha Gopinata Madhuvati Prana Jadave Madhuvati Prana Radha Gopinata Radha Gopinata Radha Radha Damodar Radha Damodar Radha Goswami Prabhupada Shilajiva Prabhupada Radha Gopal Bhakti Pradhana Srila Gopal Bhakti Pradhana Radha Das Goswami Prabhupada Srila Goswami Radha Giriraj Radha Sham Sundar Radha Sham Sundar Shamanande Pradhana Shila Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Radha Bhakta Bihari Radha Hari Dasan Pradhana Srila Hari Dasan Radha Bhakta Bihari Radha Bhakti Bihari Radha Jai Shri Shri Radha Damodar ki, Srila Goswami ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.
Okay, so here we have the quiz questions for today.
First, what is the significance of Shri Shri Radha Damodar temple in the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya?
Second, why would Srila Prabhupada read his own books?
Third, whom did Krishna give the Giriraj Shila to?
Fourth, what did Srila Prabhupada declare about Sri Sri Radha Damodar temple?
Fifth, what is the instruction given by Srila Rupa Goswami to Srila Prabhupada?
Thank you so very much, dearest Ananga Mohini Gopika, for these fantastic quiz questions. Now we can open up the lines for any questions, comments, realizations, or reflections. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavad Pranam Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
So,
Sulochana.
it's a wonderful lecture, Mataji. Japa tip is Adbhutam actually. Dancing Krishna is so beautiful. Damodar Leela. Hari Hari Bol Jai Jai. Mataji, I want to Japa tip every day, Mataji, from both of you.
We will try, with your blessings, we will try to share a sweet pastime that we can all meditate on before our japa. So it will enhance our japa and it will take our japa to another level altogether. So we'll definitely try to do that.
Thank you, Mataji. My Damodar want to show you.
Yes, please. Jai, Jai, beautiful. Beautiful, Jai. Wonderful. Thank you so much for this beautiful darshan. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Dandavad Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Krishna Mataji,
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you for taking us on a tour to Vrindavan and describing the whole story of the Radha Damodar temple so beautifully, so detailedly, so nice, Mataji. Thank you for in so many new pastimes, in so much nectar in those words. What Sanatan Goswami did, what Rupa Goswami did, and Jiva Goswami did. That is wonderful. I don't know how they did it, but that was really, really beautiful. And the Japatip, you said just to think about it, meditate it before you stand japa, and not think about it when you're chanting. And since you said don't think about it, it will come back to you, you know. That's the problem.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. Actually, the focus is on hearing the chanting, and through hearing of the chanting of the holy name, if this pastime comes up while hearing, that's okay. But we, sometimes some of us try to, while our mouths are chanting, our mind is thinking of a Krishna's pastime. That unless it comes, spontaneously through the chanting of the holy name, then it's okay. But artificially, it, at a neophyte stage, it could be considered a distraction. So that's the only reason we were emphasizing that.
Yeah, but usually, when you are chanting, suddenly you remember, the Japati said, oh, the pastime of Krishna dancing and everything that comes to mind. So, it's very difficult to stop, Prabhu,
Yeah.
We just have to chant and hear the names. But once you start chanting, you get some pastime or something. And, you got to bring mind back and, hey, don't go there. Just listen what I'm saying.
Hearing and praying and crying desperately, meditating on the meaning of the holy names, all of these are considered bona fide by the acharyas. And if Nam, Rupa, Guna, Leela, if the Leela is revealed, then yes, we meditate on the Leela, but then we will still keep hearing the holy names.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Anjali?
Hare Krishna, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Dandavat
Jai
Pranam.
Jai.
Thank you for such a beautiful pastimes of Radha Damodar temple. Such beautiful slides today, and all the darshans was so nice. And I remember, like in just 2 years back, when you had done this virtual parikrama. After that, I will always make a point whenever I go to Mathura, Vrindavan, to go to Radha Damodar temple, and we will take a parikrama, because we know now that we came to know through you only about the importance of Giriraj, Shila, and every and all these pastimes. Actually, thank you so much for, like, otherwise you just go to the mandir, and even I have seen, like, in our house also nobody knew about these things. And they have bhakti, they know that, okay, you have to go and you have to do darshan. And I think so about that Giraji thing, like my few of my buas and my they knew it, but in my house, like my bhaiya bhabhi didn't know. So then I was telling them, they said, oh, okay, like, so we just came to know. And thank you for but one thing I've noticed, like this time I had also gone so many times, we cannot go and access Srila Prabhupada's room and this, if we are not with the ISKCON people, ISKCON devotees, because they don't generally don't allow. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've
if
just
we go
seen
in
from
the
outside.
morning hours, then both the rooms are open.
Okay.
That's when they come and do the seva. But during the evening, sometimes they come. There's a fixed time that they come.
Okay.
Once in the morning, once in the evening. But it's, you're right. They have it under lock and key. But
I think ISKCON has purchased those 2 rooms, the Srila Prabhupada's room at Radha Damodar temple, and that's why they come and do service there.
Yeah, I think that, yeah, you are right, because generally we go in the late in the evening after 7, so that's
then
why
they will
we
be
have,
closed. Yeah.
yes, then it will be closed. And there's such a big, huge Goshala also.
Yes.
You see over there. And one more thing I just wanted to ask, over there, Srila Prabhupada's Samadhi is also there?
Srila Prabhupada's? No.
No,
Srila
she's not there.
Prabhupada's
There were a lot of
original
samadhis, also small over
Yes.
there.
Yes. But Srila Prabhupada Samadhi is in the Krishna Balaram ISKCON campus.
Yes, yes.
That is Srila
That thing
Prabhupada Samadhi in Vrindavan, in
in
Ramanandi.
Vrindavan. Okay,
Yes.
but many acharyas and
Yes. Yes, almost every acharya, every Goswami, their samadhi is actually there in the Radha Damodar premises. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for enlightening us, and thank you for such a beautiful virtual parikrama. And all darshans was so beautiful. Just felt like, in this Kartik Mas, we could actually not virtually only. I was feeling that I'm just visiting and just doing it. And yesterday I had a couple, in my house from New Zealand, and they had, and she's a very, very big devotee of Krishna, and they are going to Vrindavan tomorrow. And they were asking me, and then I had mentioned all the temples or this, and they're staying in Nidhivan over there, the resort, the temple over there, the hotel over there in Vrindavan. So, and I think so now, I just told them, but by God saying, like, it's Kartik Mas and you are going to Mathura Vrindavan, it's so auspicious.
Yes.
And like, how God calls, we just don't know. And she's such a big and pure devotee of Krishna. And so it was so wonderful to see all these things, So, and even I was so getting tempted, like I should again go but with them. They were asking me, like, you can guide us and all. But then I said, I had to, like, I don't know what's Krishna's planet. I said, okay, fine, I'll stay back. But like, you get so tempted. Thank you for making us doing all these parikramas and all these guiding us and all the knowledge.
Right. Thank
Yeah,
you.
and thank you
so
for such a
much.
beautiful bhajan and nectarian bhajan and japa tip, as just now Prabhuji also mentioned, the leelas and all. So while we are doing the things, it's such a big smile comes on the face, remembering all these leelas. Like, yes, you will do, but it will come automatically as spontaneously, as Bhaiya said. It can be thing, we will just take it and just try to hear more on the our japa. And this actually I will still say, the bhajan was so beautiful, and I wish still I was little greedy, like, we can't hear in between. Many times it just goes away.
That's still
Yes.
happening.
Yeah, it's happening, especially when we sing Radha Damodar, Radha Damodar. That all is clear, but in between it, I don't know, I lose away. Maybe you can just
it
hear the
happens,
recording, you'll come to know.
somehow because harmonium and voice, and so the
Yeah, I think so.
phone gets confused. Who to take, who to not, and probably that is a ongoing issue. We are trying to fix that. Let's see.
Yeah, we're trying to do something with our microphones, getting some microphones and things. So hopefully
Maybe the
that will fix
frequency
it
is
really
higher,
soon.
so whatever, maybe, I don't know. Sometimes it happens when the frequency of the thing might be. So could you just, this bhajan was very beautiful. Could you just post the link also of this bhajan? Because the, like, even
Just
the lyrics.
You want the
Yeah.
lyrics?
Yes.
Sure. I'll send it over to you.
Yes.
This is glorifying all the deities in Vrindavan and their worshipable, whoever worshipped them. Like Radha Damodar, Shilajiva Goswami worshipped Radha,
Yeah.
Madan Mohan, Srila Sanatan Goswami worshipped Radha Govinda, Srila Jiva Rupa Goswami worshipped. So like that.
Yeah, because I missed out in between a lot. So I just like to just read this.
Definitely. We'll send it over to you. We'll send it over.
And thank you for such beautiful slides. And thank you so much, Bhaiya Babi, your joint effort. It's really so much to learn from both of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dee. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Kajal.
Hare Krishna, how are you?
Hare Krishna.
we
Doing
meet
good.
again.
We
meet again, yes.
Yes,
I'm
indeed.
sorry I cheated and I joined a little late, a little too late actually. But I just wanted to say I feel like I'm running a marathon because I'm still listening to your Guramrita and I can't catch up, and I have to say, they say Srimad Bhagavatam is the ripened fruit, but I feel like your Guramrita is the ripened fruit. It's like it's like a touchstone, So, and just wanted to say that. And I know you did a wonderful program, Damodar program in the morning, and you're looking still so effulgent. So, so Prabhu is a very lucky man.
It's the reflection coming from there, you see.
So thank you so much. And I'm sorry I cheated by coming in late.
No.
I couldn't
Please
help
don't
but.
say that. It's a pleasure to have you anytime. So please
Thank
do
you.
join in.
Thank you.
Thank you
Will
so
do.
much,
Will
Radha.
do. And I will have
Love you.
Radhika join on Thursday for sure.
Perfect. We look forward to that. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
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 Hare Krishna Mataji Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
This goes to Srila Prabhupada and good day. Yeah, thank you so much for a wonderful session and a beautiful PPT presentation and taking us to Vrindavan, Radha Damodar temple. So many things which I mean, especially me hearing first time, the reason behind how it was handed over the deity from Srila Rupa Goswami to Jiva Goswami. And yeah, it is very, very amazing to hear from you both. And along with the Radha, in the temple, you mentioned about 3 more deities, right, Prabhuji and Mataji. So we understood, okay, the presiding deity also is there, worshipped by Krishnadas Kaviraj, and then 2 more Jayadev Goswamis, and then the other 1 more Goswami as well. And yeah, Bhugarba. And then Jaba Beats, which is chanted by Srila Goswami. Thank you for giving us a darshan. That is most important for us, and showing us the Srila Prabhupada Bhajan Kutir and then kitchen as well. Yeah. So you said right, when we go there and it's just to sit and chant, reading the books. I'm eager. I wanted to be there for at least a day. I never went to Vrindavan and Mayapur. I don't know why, but still I'm praying to Nityananda Prabhu for Mayapur and Tulsi Maharani for Vrindavan. Please take me, allow me. I know that I'm most sinful person. Please bless me to give you darshan like that. I'm praying to the both of them. I wanted to be there, so felt a little bit. What can I say? I am not there to see you all. But inside the heart, when you say the pastimes, right, I'm able to relish, especially the pastimes, right, the dancing of Damodar. I feel like my Kana is dancing inside of me. Very, very sweet. So the picture you shown, right, it just matches whatever you say. Okay, I feel like, okay, Damodar danced in this way with the butter everywhere, and then he's dancing in front of the Yashoda Maya. Also, he did the same, right, during the Lita. So I felt, and before that, Kejal Mataji said, right, lucky. No, I will say that we are lucky to have your association. We are feel so blessed because you are day by day, you are inspiring us in Krishna consciousness. Yeah, it's very, very happy to have your both of your association, your hard work, sincerity, as Anju Mataji said. So both of your presentation, if the way you present it will get into our mind and stick into that. And the bhajan also, especially 14 different names of Radha Krishna, and who were worshipped, as Prabhuji told a few minutes back. We really come to know. Mataji, if you don't mind, may I request one thing? If you post in Bhakti Mellow's WhatsApp group, we will also recite Mataji.
Sure.
It's a request. I'm not asking possibly, just a request for you. And japa tips also very wonderful. So we will do that. We will meditate that one before doing our japa, so that we can focus our japa in a full attention. Yeah, we wish to hear like that. Okay, we have to hear and spontaneously it should come. We will practice for that. As Prabhuji told, we will practice for that. Take care of you, both of you. So nice. Thank you, Mataji Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Any other questions or comments? If not, we
Hare
will
Krishna
conclude.
Mataji, Hare
Yes.
Krishna Prabhuji,
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna.
Pranam. Please accept my respectable humble obeisances at your lotus feet, Mataji and Prabhuji.
As well.
We've been to Vrindavan last before week actually, So when you're showing all those things like Shaligram, like Govardhana Shila and the Parikrama, like 4 times we need to do, it's equal to the Govardhan Parikrama. We did all those things. And really, when you're showing again, I'm remembering those places, and it was so blissful actually.
Yeah.
Today class was so nectarian, Mataji. In this Kartik month, we need this kind of a boost, like, to inspire us and to do more chanting, more devotional service and everything. Thank you for the wonderful classes you started again, Mataji. Hare Krishna. And teaching Mridangam classes, really, I wanted to join Devesh so that, Devesh can get the mood of Prabhuji and he can learn Mridangam from him.
Sure.
Yes, we want to join Devesh Mataji. I will register that. I didn't get time to register, but I will do that.
No, I will send the links to everyone. I've not yet sent the link, so don't worry. You're not late.
Oh, okay, sure, Mataji. Hare
Thank
Krishna,
you.
Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you,
Mataji,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, please bless me, my husband, Ditya, Devesh, and all our Bhakti Viksha members to do more Damodara Aartis. We should go reach so many souls and make them do Damodara Aarti. Please bless us, Mataji. Please include our Bhakti Viksha Sankirtan Dham devotees in your everyday Kirtan group so that we can also boost up, Mataji.
Sure, definitely.
Okay, all the
Thank
best.
you,
And
Prabhuji.
you're all already blessed by Guru Maharaj, but we'll definitely pray for all of you.
No, Prabhuji, we are blessed by you both. That's the reason we are able to do it. But I don't know about all these Matajis and Prabhujis who are present right now in this group. But we are connected to Mataji and Prabhuji since 7-8 years. Really, because of them only, whatever we are now doing, whatever little services to Guru Maharaj, because of Mataji and Prabhuji only. With their blessings, with their encouragement, with their sweet words, we are here actually with their loving and caring relationship. Thank you, Mataji, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
It is because of your sincerity, Keshavi, my dearest Keshavi. It's all your sincerity. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. It's all your blessings, Mataji.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And we'll continue tomorrow. Same time. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki.
Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Pranam, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.